Hello and cheers, mis amores. This coffee is very necessary because I'm tired. I'm tired of not having good food, so I'm very happy that we're making this video in which we are gonna try as many raclette? I don't know how you English people pronounce this. Recipes as possible, or as I can think of, really. I don't even know if in English-speaking countries, raclette is a thing. I think like the original version of this is French because it is a French word.
Upon further research, it turns out it's from Switzerland. Originally, though, I think the name stems from a dish for which a big block of cheese is melted and then scraped off onto your plate or your potatoes or whatever. I think the more modern version of this is putting little pans of just cheese into your device, your raclette device. I don't know, I just rolled the R, but stick with me. So I'm glad in this case that us Germans have found more creative ways to fill these little pans, because we not only put cheese in there, we put stuff underneath the cheese that then bakes as well and is covered with a melted cheese already. I don't know, first of all, it's smarter. Your plate is a little less messy, I imagine, and also it's just cooler and more creative, so yay!
So essentially you have this device. You've got this hot plate on top that you can throw anything on and it'll just
fry your stuff.
You've got these little pans that you can fill with whatever stuff you want to fill them with, then sort of slide them in here and it'll get baked and nice. This kind of food is very popular around this time in Germany because obviously we celebrate Christmas here and also for New Year's Eve. It is a very communal way of eating. I'm sure most of you guys will know about this anyway. I'm here to share or to try out newer recipes that are not very common yet. And I just kind of sort of made some of them up myself just because the recipes that I could find were so boring. And we're not boring. We drink coffee. We're special. I also love that it's a very communal food because I'm here alone right now. Oh, a cookie. Let's start with the first recipe because it's actually gonna have to sit in there a little while. This first one is technically at its core a southern Germany staple. I think so. Don't quote me on that. It might also be Austrian or it could be Swiss. What do I know? We are going to make Käsespätzle. Spätzle are some German kind of pasta. Yeah? Who's cutting onions? Oh, I haven't struggled like this in a long while. Alright, let's get sickening. Somehow this smells like something's burning.
But anyway.
Of course you need some Spätzle, you can make them yourself. Emmentaler. Just get some cheese. You need some onion, probably some pepper and salt, and a little bit of milk. And basically, guys, I have never tried this by the way. We're gonna start with our first little panny and put a few of our Spätzle in there because at first we obviously need them to cook. Maybe actually this whole dish is the German version of mac and cheese. I only have oat milk in this household, so we're gonna top it off with a bit of oat milk. This will go in for a couple of minutes. We're gonna check on it every now and then to see if they're cooked. Be right back. Maybe we should mix it a little, put some salt on top. How's it doing? That's done. In my mind, the milk evaporated. That was not the case, so we're just gonna get rid of the milk in a different manner. If you hear it sizzling, that's the next pan already doing its thing. I'm hard at work. The next one is looking good already. Keeping you on your toes. So now we've got our Spätzle. We're just gonna add some onion, or a bit of pepper. Now just get some Emmentaler and put it in there. I think I'm gonna mix some of it in, and then of course we're gonna put more on top. Okay, this is done. A couple more minutes and then we're ready to eat. Last sip of my secret potion. Here is our Käsespätzle Pfanne. It smells kind of like Käsespätzle, which is strange. This does seem a bit dry. I reckon I should have left the milk in there. I actually like the darker cheese parts usually. And cheers. Not cheese, but cheers. If you're into cheese, then that's really nice. That's really nice. This is Vinsainto approved. I think it lacks depth. I do think that the original dish, which I haven't had that often, I must admit, but I do also think that it kind of lacks depth. You know, it's also German cooking, so there's not a lot of depth to begin with usually. No offense to German cooking. Actually, full offense. But yeah, this is nice. And definitely put a lot of onion in there because the onion is what makes this recipe, I think. Personalmente. With this next one, it's time to
face my fears.
But not really. The next pan that we're gonna create is nachos. I say
Face my fears.
only because I am afraid of cheesy sauce, cheese sauce, that in Germany you get with nachos often. And the last time I had it, I got really sick afterwards. I got a stomach bug, and so I sort of, yeah, you know, trauma. Instead, we are going to use, this is vegan minced meat. Some cheddar. You know what, I'm probably gonna be left with more onions, so I'll just put some in there as well. Obviously, you also need tortilla chips and sour cream, or whatever this is. This is exciting. Guys, the coffee is doing its thing. I gotta go to the toilet. Joke. JK, calm down. I finally understand why J.K. Rowling is called J.K. Rowling, because she is a joke. Oh my god, that is the best joke I've ever come up with. With this one, guys, we gotta start with the minced meat. Obviously, you can use regular as well. We're just gonna put a little bit of olive oil on top. Put it everywhere. Burn our fingers, that's fine. We will put some onions first. Let's add our minced meat. I'm acting like there are more people here because I put it into like the littlest corner. It's just me. Now we have to wait before we can combine all of the things. But see, now you can talk to the other people that are on the table. I specifically don't say friends because sometimes you're sat with people who are not your friends.
Wow.
And then you gotta figure out, ooh, are you a good person or not? Ask them the tough questions though, because
You gotta be the one to ruin the party.
asking them about basic human rights for people is also not asking the tough questions. I don't know how I got there, I just know what it feels like to be the only person thinking straight at a table. My minced meat should be done. It'll bake a little bit more in the oven anyway. In the oven? What am I talking about? Honestly, I've never really done baked nachos, so I'm not really sure if I'm supposed to put everything into the oven or not. I don't know. I really don't know if that's how you do it. Put some tortillas in there. Some minced meat. You have to sing, otherwise it won't taste good. I burned my fingers. Salsar, that's the verb. Do I put the sour cream now or just on top after? Just on top after, right? But just in case I was wrong, I'm just gonna put a tiny dash in the middle. I think it's gonna melt and then it'll become creamy. And now the last step, the cheese, you guys. Now bake, bitch. I feel like this is gonna burn. But I guess if it burns, then I'm just gonna be watching it burn. Maybe it shouldn't stick out this much. But you know, it tastes great burned. Now just put some sour cream on top. It'll hopefully melt a little. This looks good. Oh, this is really good. Excuse you. This might be the best one I've ever had. This is so flavorful and good. I'm about to cry. This is the best thing I've ever eaten. Period. Not the dramatic persona in me coming out. It might not be the best thing I've ever eaten. Again, with this, I've never done anything better. Let's move on and go to Italy. Our pan number 3 is an Italian favorite. I recently made caprese and I was like, that could be nice to eat when you make raclette. This one should be very easy. I'm just gonna slice up some tomatoes. I still have onion left, so I'm gonna add onion, some salt and pepper. Now, this isn't very caprese-like, but I always like a bit of caprese with some pesto. And obviously, it's also not really caprese without any mozzarella in there. Also have some basil, some fresh basil, but I think I'm just gonna put it on later because it'll burn, although I might just dump it in here. And because we're crazy people, we're gonna put some Parmesan on top just for the flavor. And with that, I'll see you guys when we try it. Bye. Guys, our caprese looks kind of, shitty on camera. I was just about to say it kind of looks good, but it looks so shitty on camera and sad. Maybe I should have eaten this with bread, but I don't have bread. Just slap some basil on top and then it looks pretty. Basil saves everything. Oh, actually, oh wow. My mouth is watering. This is gonna be good. Oh yeah. Whatever. I'm gonna need some bread. I bet it's gonna be amazing with tortilla chips. No, honestly, I think this could be really, really great if you have some like baguette or ciabatta or any sort of white bread. This is nice, easy and nice. We love easy and nice. I'm not gonna lie though, I thought I would enjoy this more than I do. Boo-hoo. I don't really know what it is, but I don't know, it's kind of boring. You know what? It's still better than potatoes and cheese on top, which is what most people eat, I think. But let's just forget about this one quickly and just move on. Next! Hi guys! This video is really fun to make because I don't really have to follow any recipes. I just gotta follow my gut really and just, you know, create masterpieces. And so far I've done just that.
I said, I want to make history. And that's what this is.
I think especially this next one might change the trajectory of not just my life, but our lives. All of our lives. Yeah, and we're gonna make a butternut squash pani. I have already sliced the butternut squash into very, very thin pieces. And I think this is essential here because otherwise it'll just take forever and ever and ever to cook. Doesn't this already look fantastic? I think it does. We're gonna pre-cook this. I might put a little bit of olive oil on top and some onions, of course. And afterwards, we're gonna add some goat's cheese, some sage, I have more, and some walnut seeds because you've been a naughty, naughty girl. The combination of squash and goat's cheese is just really premium. So it's been a couple of minutes only, like maybe 4. This is a lot. You don't need to put that much cheese, but of course you can. Who am I to stop you? Also gonna hide a bit of sage already, pepper, more onions because I can, and lastly just chopped up some walnuts. Pop it back in for a couple of minutes and then we can try. Say, I think it's time to try. Oh, yes, juice. Just some more fresh walnuts, a little bit more sage. Look at this nice fall food. This is so easy and so nice. Crazy good. You have to sing it. It looks very hot, but I'm hot too, so the temperature difference won't be that high. Salt. That's really good. I think you can also put some sort of dough at the bottom of the pani and then put that stuff on top because then you've got like some sort of pizza. That would also be really nice. Overall, it is very, very good. I can recommend this. All right, everybody, I think it's time to move on to something sweet. Enough of being salty. We're leaving saltiness in 2023. It's time to be sweet only in 2024. We're gonna start off with something that I've tried for the first time 2 years ago. It's very easy. It is just absolute deliciousness, and so I really want to share it with you. We're gonna make pancakes. You can be a crazy, crazy girl and make the batter yourself, which 2 years ago I actually did because it was a very spontaneous idea. And last year I just used this like pre-mix that you just add milk or water to. This is also what we're doing this year. I just put our pani into the raclette for just a couple of seconds because I think now our butter should melt. Yeah, batter, 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 batter. And now basically you can put whatever you want on top. I usually go for some berries. These are frozen berries that I obviously defrosted. This is too much. Too much. Don't put this much. I forgot. And then obviously I like my pancakes with a bit of chocolate, but I've also just remembered that yesterday I bought these chocolate covered pretzels, which is like one of my favorite snacks. I just spontaneously decided I want to put them in there. Now we're just gonna put it in there until the pancake is a cake. All right, and here's our pancake. It looks like this. The pretzel is probably soft now, huh? I think I'm just gonna eat it straight out of this pan. This looks cooked. It's still crunchy. Oh. I forgot I was filming. This is really good. You can literally add anything to it, which I love. So I got new shoes. Just wanted to let you know. Alright guys, and while we're on the topic of sweet things, there's something I've been meaning to try. This actually inspired this entire video because I feel like I thought of this idea and then I saw a TikTok of someone trying this and I was like, yeah, I need to try this. And it's s'mores. It's so obvious. We want to try s'mores because s'mores is for... yeah. I mean, you know, s'mores isn't really a German thing. So we only have s'mores like cookies. Is it chocolate first or is it marshmallow first?
It's chocolate.
I think I'm just gonna let it pre-melt a little and then we're gonna put marshmallows on top. I'm obviously not gonna put any more cookies on top because I can use a fork. I'm impatient. It's been like 40 seconds. Oh, but that was enough. I probably could have put more chocolate, but I didn't. Okay, let's put some marshmallow on tubby. Put it back in, guys. And be patient. Because patience is a virtue, I think. I think this is done. Maybe a little bit doner than I wanted. You can't tell me that this doesn't look good. Wow, this is gonna be very hot. This is gonna be very delicious. My mouth is a waterfall. Cheers. I bet you're jealous right now, aren't you? Well, don't be. Oh, this is so sweet. This is really nasty, but really good. Oh, I need some sort of cookie that isn't sweet already, that kind of sort of tames down. Anything to tame down the sweetness. I've already used dark chocolate. It's still too sweet. I think it's honestly a really nice, nasty thing that you can start the next year with if you have this on New Year's Eve. Now, on to the last recipe. The one that I've been looking forward to ever since I started this video, ever since I thought of this video. The one I was looking forward to the most is apple crumble. Crumbles, I think, are very, very German. Of course, they exist in other countries as well, but our crumble culture is very prominent. So don't
disrespect our crumbles.
I don't know. I feel like there are some people out there in Germany that are very passionate about crumbles. Not me, though. I'm just gonna make a small portion. I'm gonna use 26.67 grams of flour, 16.67 grams of brown sugar, or just normal sugar if just like me you thought you had brown sugar but you don't, and a bit of salt, 16 grams of butter. And now basically use your hands to create your crumbles. It has been crumbled up. You're gonna need some apples. I'm slicing them into these really, really small cubes. We're gonna put some lemon juice on top and some cinnamon and some vanilla sugar. Some sugar with vanilla. Give it a mixy mix, putting the apple on the bottom. You can fill it up quite a lot. Then we're just gonna add the crumbles on top. I think this is probably gonna take quite a while in the oven. That was a sharp knife. Let's put it in. Okay, listen, everything was fine and then I got impatient and pumped up the volume, the heat. Now it kind of burned because I then got distracted. So it's just a series of unfortunate events. And now it might be on the darker side. Some people would say it's burned on top, but I feel like it's still very much edible, especially if I just get rid of the super dark parts. This smells like a really great apple cake. Ooh, it's crunchy. Yeah. Remember, can only be good if you sing. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Ducky? My cushy Ducky. This is so good. Ducky just made the best thing ever. Unfortunately, Taco really loves pastry. And Taco really, really loves me. Love you, but I gotta eat some more because this is so good. Honestly, this is one of the best things ever. I'm gonna make this for Naomi next week for New Year's Eve. And I hope you will make it for New Year's Eve as well. Or for Christmas, last minute. This and the nachos from earlier today, they're the winners. They definitely are the best thing I've tried today. And they're also one of the best things I've made. I'm glad that I only showed you great things today. If you don't have this device, then honestly, this you can also just make in the oven. I'm glad that we're ending this year on such a high, but this will be the last video for this year. I will see you guys next year. Merry Christmas to the ones that are celebrating. Extra Merry Christmas to the ones who are struggling these holidays. Happy New Year. Vincent out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Y entonces nos vemos el próximo año. Y bye.